from the time that the rapes occurred, how long did it take before arrests were made?
The rape occurred on June 2nd. Arrests were on the 17th, we believe.
Okay. And what happened after that? Was there publicity about the story at that point?
It was gaining some momentum, and U.S. Attorney Wendy Olsen came out with a statement which had questionable language, intimidating language, that seemed to imply that there could be federal charges against Idahoans who she felt spoke inaccurately about this case.
Who appointed her?
Obama appointed Wendy Olsen.
Okay, so President Obama
Yes.
appointed her. And when you say, so she was basically threatening people for talking about the case, or?
It is the impression that her verbiage gave the people. It was a threatening kind of verbiage. Arrest is threatening.
Yeah.
When you imply that in a position as a U.S. attorney to Idaho, of course it's going to seem threatening to the people. And it was intimidating to local people.
And so how do you, well, I mean, how do you feel that affects her objectivity? How do you feel about that?
It's absolutely biased her. She does not have objectivity. I'm not aware of a statement that she made that indicated any protective action for citizens or even a compassion statement for the victim or their family.
And why do you feel that what Wendy Olsen said is important? Do you think it's got some...
American culture depends on our liberties that are established in the Constitution, and she's infringed in that verbiage she used against one of the basic rights that Americans have, which is the right to have freedom of speech. And it has violated people to the point that they have felt intimidated. And American culture is founded on the Constitution. If we don't have the confidence in that, we don't have a culture.
And there have been plenty of other cases. I'm thinking of Black Lives Matter cases, for instance, where there were rumors all over the place. And have you ever heard of a U.S. attorney making that kind of statement about rumors?
No, I have not. She's just taken this statement out of all the other events going on to make a threat against Idahoans. Very inappropriate for someone of that office.
In general, do you feel like there's been a double standard applied to the people of, to your group, the activists speaking out for the victim? Do you feel like a double standard's been applied to you?
On a national level, I think we could make a very good case that a double standard has been applied.
And do you feel locally that that's the case too? Do you think that they've treated this case differently than they would have if the races had been different, or if if it had been 3 Mormon boys raping a refugee girl? Do you think the local media would have treated it differently?
I imagine the local media would have treated it differently. I don't have insight whether or not this is how Idahoans, Southern Idahoans always treat child rape, and if it is, it's an absolute offense.